Hey, good afternoon. What's going on? It's Jesse from Brooklyn City FC. We are back with you for the Monday Kickoff, the proper Monday Kickoff podcast. Really happy to be back with you guys. We had a great first week within the club last week. And first and foremost, I just want to remind you of our sponsor and partner and sponsor for this podcast. It is City League. So go pick up your bag of beans at City League, grab yourself a latte or a coffee. And it's a great, fantastic partner for us always. But to get straight into things, we got a lot to talk about, both within the club and outside the club. The very first thing I want to do for you guys is a little show and tell. We had a bunch of new merch launch over the Christmas holidays. And that's going to be getting up on our website for anybody who's supports the club and wants to purchase some merch, whether it's beanies, hats, hoodies, jerseys, long sleeve shirts, crew necks, whatever. That'll be up soon. One of the brand new things that we're bringing and are launching, and will be up officially this week, is our brand new 2026 edition of BCFC scarf. So I'm going to do a little show and tell here. Great design, great colors, definitely unique, as with everything that we do, unique, authentic, really repping the club and repping Brooklyn. So pick up a scarf. If you're in the club, you can message us directly. We'll get it to you this week. And like I said, otherwise it'll be back on the website by this weekend. Second piece of show and tell, which I'm going to get into it a little bit later, is however, our youth training jersey, and as part of our partnership with Brooklyn FC, which has many, many components. Another one I'll be getting into in a little bit in this podcast, but is our partner logo on the sleeve of our youth training jerseys. We're proudly repping Brooklyn FC as a club partner, an official part of our Brooklyn City FC pathway. From the grassroots levels all the way up into the professional level. So again, all of our kids will now be wearing BCFC youth training jerseys with the Brooklyn FC patch on the sleeve. We're very proud to do so and really happy to get this. As I mentioned, one of many things we're going to be doing together. This is really just the beginning. So to get right into things, as usual, we're going to talk about global football. Just want to highlight a few things going on. Unless you're living in a cave, you should be aware that the AFCON tournament's happening. African Cup of Nations, amazing matches. You really need it. We're in the semifinal stage now, so you've missed a lot if you haven't been watching it, but you can still catch some great action. But just fantastic stuff as always with AFCON. I'm going to hit a couple highlights here. Because we have so many people within our club that are originally from Africa and African countries, including a couple of youth staff members who I'm going to call out Ahmed, whose family is originally from Egypt, and Coach Dapo, whose family's originally from Nigeria. Both who are still active in the tournament, which is awesome. It's going to be great competition, even loyalties within the staff. But so far, we have Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, and Senegal still in the tournament. Nigeria had a big win over Algeria. It's always has a good squad. Morocco over Cameroon last weekend. Egypt over Ivory Coast. So great matches so far. Top players. Great action, passion, energy, football culture really at its finest. So check out the AFCON tournament when you get a chance. And the semifinals are being played this Wednesday. I know at least one of the matches is at 3 p.m. I think they both might be at 3 p.m. Eastern. So moving right along, in Europe, big tournament, the FA Cup. Personally, I feel like this round, and I apologize, I forget exactly what round we're on, but this round that comes right after New Year's is personally my favorite round because you get the Premier League giants going up against the quote-unquote minnows from lower leagues, but really ties together like all levels of football and brings together like different types of football culture from the highest and the professional to the true community and town teams in England, which makes part of the England ecosystem so special. So again, unless you're living in a cave, you've probably heard that on Saturday, they had the biggest upset in the history of the FA Cup. It was Macclesfield, which I believe is just south of Manchester, in that kind of region of England, over Crystal Palace 2-1. And if you're able to catch these matches, they're on ESPN Plus. It's awesome just to see the broadcast, because when they're playing at the home ground of the 4th, 5th, 6th tier teams, you just even through the broadcast, you can see how it's a field and a pitch and a venue that's set right in the middle of a neighborhood. The camera angles are different because it's not a huge arena, it's not a huge stadium. And you could really see that when you're watching that Crystal Palace Macclesfield match. You just feel like you're in like a community soccer game. So congrats to Macclesfield for advancing. That was really the big highlight. Again, biggest upset in the history of the FA Cup. Otherwise, you got some of the predictable results. I think you had Man City winning 10-1 over Exeter, so not the best match there. But a few other minor upsets. We did have Mansfield over Sheffield United, who was not in the Premier League not too long ago. And then you had Wrexham, who's in the Championship now, and you guys are probably all aware of their story. You had Wrexham earning a draw and an eventual win over Nottingham Forest from the Premier League. So slight upset there. But yeah, great tournament to follow. The next round will be fantastic as well. Still a lot of lower league teams who can pull off big results. So you're going to want to check that out and try to keep tabs on those matches. Finally, last but not least, you had another Clásico in the Spanish Super League final, which takes place in Saudi Arabia. And that went 3-2 to Barca. I think a good performance for them, pretty not dominant, but clear result earned by them. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I just saw that Xavi Alonso is already out at Real Madrid. So crazy world of top-level Spanish football, but congrats to Barca for winning that tournament. Always a big win when it's a Clásico involved. And then on the women's side, very quiet around the world, quiet time of year. So not too much to report on there. We will move straight into the women's female side of BCFC next. All right, so for this segment of the Monday Kickoff podcast, we'll dive into the women's side of BCFC, otherwise known as BCFC W, which is kind of the brand we've created to represent our women's and girls community within the club. New year, straight into big things happening on the women's and girls side of this club, as always. First of all, this Wednesday, we are having a women's ID session, which we've done before, as we start to identify new players for our upcoming WPSL and WPSL 2 seasons, which happen in the summer. The training getting kicked off in April and May. But since we're on a college break, this is a chance for us to meet some college players who happen to be in town. Also meet new players that can be added to our growing and increasingly stronger Nimwissel team, which plays year-round. But the new wrinkle, a very big wrinkle, an important wrinkle this year, is the inclusion of our new partner, Brooklyn FC, who will be in attendance at the ID session, and now making it relevant for all players who are looking to the pro level, have ambition to possibly play at the pro level. We are now offering that pathway and connection from within the events and club happenings we do on the women's side. So Brooklyn FC will be at the women's ID session. So if you're an aspiring pro player in the area, reach out to us. The most important thing is we need all interested players to complete our pre-registration form. Please don't show up to Soccer Roof unannounced. We need to like to have very tight control over who we know is coming. So register. There's a link in our Instagram bio, social media, very easy to find. It only takes 20 seconds. Register for the ID session, and we'd love to meet you on Wednesday night. In addition to the women's ID session, on the women's side, we're in the winter period, so we're training, and we have entered a BCFC women's team into a local NYC footy co-ed league. So, NYC footy is definitely recreational, but it's good for our women to kind of stay fit or get back to being fit through the winter and get some competition in addition to training. And to transition to the younger side of our women's community, which is our youth girls side of the club, a couple big pieces of news from this past week and weekend. Special shout to the 2017 and 18 girls having a great indoor tournament at Soccer Roof, competed 5v5 versus some other local clubs, and a mixed 2017 to 2018, so that's U8 and U9 mixed competition. As always seems to happen now, we had a great battle. It's a true Brooklyn Queens derby versus DV7. Seems to happen in every girls age group now, which is awesome. It's a fantastic club in Queens. So we did meet DV7 or lose to them, but a great outing for our 2017-18 girls, first competition of the year. And then the second piece of news and announcement on the girls side is we've launched the first ever girls only development centers, which is the grassroots level from within our club. It's our first time we've been able to do this, and I think what's special and what we bring to the table is creating a true, authentic, female-led girls soccer environment in which the sessions, the program is led by either current BCFC women's players, whether it's our year-round NIM-Whistle team or our WPSL teams, some of whom are actually also former youth players at BCFC. So they came up, they've essentially been in the shoes of girls that are just getting started in our development centers. So they've been in your shoes, they've come up through the club, and now they're coaching the next generation. So it's really cool to see, as well as some more experienced coaches from the youth side and coaching girls teams in the club are also helping those training sessions in the development center. So it's a great environment, very special, very unique to us. We're happy to get this going with at least 3 sessions through the week, I believe Mondays, Fridays, Sundays, and most likely also a 4th on Wednesdays. So if you're listening to this or you know somebody might be interested, shoot them our way and we will get them set up in one of our girls only development centers. So very excited to launch this. And from there, we will move on to the rest of the youth side of our club in our next segment. Okay, in the final segment of our Monday Kickoff podcast, we're going to be covering the youth side of the club. I'm going to, actually in the sun here, remove my new BCFC scarf to get right into everything that happened in the past week and weekend on the youth side. It was a busy weekend. It's our first indoor tournament weekend on the youth side after our first full week of training all last week in the club. So what do we have this weekend? We had 6 teams at Soccer Roof, Sunset Park, all in various age groups. I already mentioned to you the girls, the U8, U9 girls, who did very well. We had 5 boys teams at different levels and different ages, and their different brackets from U7, U8s up to U10s. A couple teams in some of those age groups, and again, to really get them out and competing. We did this. A few of the teams were able to get some results. So we had one champion in the top 2017 bracket. So congrats to our 2017 boys. We had a runner-up in the 2016 boys bracket, which was really cool to see, as we actually, our top 2016 was playing elsewhere, where I'll get to in a second. So nice to see that second group, some recognition and a great performance. And again, just getting all the boys and girls out and used to compete their first competition of the year. And then finally, we had 3 teams at the CSI, it's College of Staten Island, run by SOAP, Son of a Pitch Academy in Staten Island. SOAP ran this fantastic futsal tournament out at CSI, and we had 3 teams out there. So we had 2014 boys, 2015 boys, and 2016 boys who were playing a very good level of futsal competition. So on that that true futsal hard surface, and it was a great experience for them up against very good competition, other futsal teams around the region. So shout out to them. We know they had a great experience, have some nice video clips, which I think we'll be putting up on social media soon. So great stuff around the club on the youth side for the weekend. Another full week of training this week. Final shout out from the weekend, I'm gonna call out Coach Murgum on the boys side, who we had a last minute sixth staff member, and Murgum went straight from coaching 2 competitions at Socceroo starting 8 a.m. to coach 2 more out in Staten Island. I think ended up coaching 4 tournaments on the day. So a special shout out to Murgum, and we appreciate all the hard work the staff puts in when when somebody goes down, we work together to cover and make sure that the kids get the experience that they deserve. So again, great weekend, full week of training ahead, more indoor tournaments ahead, the women's ID session on Wednesday, and we'll get into more upcoming competitions on the men's side as well. So have a great week and see you guys soon.